Hello, BookTube. I'm Peg, the Book Prize Addict. Welcome back to my channel. I have been absent for a while, mostly all month. I've been busy reading. The weather's been so horrible here in the Northeast U.S. and just lent itself to a lot of reading. So today I looked on YouTube and saw Eric Carl Anderson and his friend Anna giving their predictions for the upcoming Women's Prize. They always do such a great job. I'm sure you all listen to him. And when they talked about their books, they had some I hadn't even heard of. Imagine that. And they sounded so good. I really got book prize fever. So I think the reason I haven't heard of so many of the books in English that have been new this year is I've been reading a lot of translations. And actually I got to looking, and there's 4 big prizes coming up this month, in the first 2 weeks of this month, well, March, that need to be talked about, the ones I've been reading about, and just want to be back and keep you guys up to date on the big book prizes. There are so many, and it's the season. Okay, so first of all, I will say I don't know how much of the Women's Prize I'll read, but I'll certainly take a look at it. I think Eric said that it comes out March 4th, which will be next week sometime. So I know you're all looking forward to that. It'll be easy to find. It'll be mentioned everywhere. So I'm just going to talk quickly about just 4 prizes that are kind of unusual ones that are coming out, as I said, some portion of them in the next couple weeks. The last one I did, I think I told you I was reading the Republic of Consciousness prize list. It's for small presses in the UK and Ireland, and I have just been reading. I was on the special deal where I got all 13 of them in the mail, and I've just about finished them all because the short list comes out March 2nd, next week. So I have a few to finish, but I'm not going to really talk about them because I'm going to reread the ones that make the short list. These are all very literary, to the point that I don't really understand all of them, what's going on. There's been some great reviews of them on Goodreads. I've spent a lot of time on Goodreads this month too. So I'll wait till the short list comes out and read. All these lend themselves to rereading. So the only one I haven't finished is Doppelganger, and it is strange. So hopefully it'll be on the short list. So I'll be reading again, and I'll talk about them, the ones that get to the short list, more. Okay, so that's March 2nd. Before then, this very upcoming week, February the 26th, is a big prize announcement. The Pan American Literary Awards are coming out. It's a big deal in New York City. I've done this now for several years in a row, so I'll just repeat that the PEN organization is an international organization of, I guess, all kinds of book people, literary people, and they work for free expression in literature, and they look for violations, and they work for authors in trouble and things like that. So they have many awards, and each section of the PEN, like there's PEN England, PEN, I guess, other countries, they all have their individual prizes. So these are the American prizes for PEN. Okay, they are going to be announcing, as I said, February 26th, this coming Tuesday night, their winners in each, and they have many categories. They have debut, short stories, translation in poetry. The big one is called the Gene Stein Award, which is given to any kind of book that has, for its originality and impact. And the one I happen to have had and read, and that one is The Overstory by Richard Powers. I think this has been on just all kinds of lists this year. Hopefully, maybe it'll actually win something. But I'm I'm sure you've heard it talked about, so I won't go on. I definitely am due for a reread on that. And that's up for the Gene Stein Prize. Take a look. Be sure to take a look. I'm putting all these down below so you can educate yourself on what's up for the prizes. There's a lot of them you've heard of on that one. Okay, and there's also an open award. That means any kind of literature for author of color. And I chose to read a poet, Eye Level by Jenny Z. Can you see that? It's not showing up very well. And since Steve Donahue's into poetry, I think more people are giving it a try. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this. It dealt with her travels, and there's impressions from different places in the Orient and different places, and her feelings that arise from being alone. If you've traveled alone, you know it's different than being with somebody. You notice so much more. And she talks about, as she goes through town, she picks out lives for herself. You know, when you see people in a house you like, and you can imagine yourself living there. I've done that many times. So that was a great book. Yay for poetry. Okay, let's see. What are we down here? Now, the ERDB prize is the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. This is a huge, international bank, and it this is a new prize. I don't think it was even out last year. I think this might be the first year, and it includes 40 economies where this bank does business and invests in their economy. So many of them are foreign, not non-English speaking, and they have this translation prize that includes all these countries, and it's really interesting. And they are down to 3 books now, which I've read all but one of them. And on March 7th, they're going to be announcing their awards. So take a look at the link down there, and you might, if you're interested in these at all, you might want to look at the long list. I'm sure you can still bring up the long list and see the ones. Again, a lot of these have been on other lists and you've heard of, and probably will be up for the Man Booker International, which I'll be talking about next, our big prize. Okay, the one I haven't read is called Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. Now, this is by Olga, last name I forgot to look up how to say it, but anyway, she won the Man Booker International last year for her book called Flights, which was quite innovative and unconventional in the way it's written. Now, I have heard that this is actually kind of a mystery, kind of a strange mystery, but as I said, it's the one I haven't read, so I hope to get to that this week soon, since it's going to be announced. The winner's March 7th. Okay. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have on March 13th coming up the long list for the Man Booker International. As I've mentioned before, this is last year is going to be called the Man Booker International. We'll have to see, but I'm sure they'll keep up this translated prize, because its translations have become so... there's so many more of them lately. I think it's a sign of people being interested in how foreign people think and write, and I just love it. And you can get so many more of them than I could. I started following the translation prize like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was almost impossible to get some of them. But now, I mean, a lot of them are even on Kindle. Cheaply. Okay, so the Man Booker International, done by the same Man Booker group that puts out the Booker Award, chooses what they consider the best. Now, there's going to be all kinds of, I have no idea. There's a lot of people guessing, and there's a lot of books eligible, but who knows? Probably some of the ones on the lists I've already given today, translated lists, are going to be on it. So who knows? I'll be back to talk about them, I'm sure. But the one I'd love to see on the list is this humongous, I think they call them mammoth. Now, it's a 2-volume set. It's called Anniversaries by Uwe Johnson, and it's translated from German. Now, this it's thousands of pages. I can't remember exactly how much. Has to do with the female author who spent a year in New York City, and every day she wrote a chapter about her life there. And it just sounds fascinating. It's got great reviews. And here's the deal: Sean the Book Maniac talked me, I don't know if he remembers, he's in so many buddy reads, but he talked me into or mentioned us reading this next or this year and starting. It starts in August. I mean, her diary entry started, I believe, August or July, but we're going to start on the same day as it starts. I guess it'll take a year for us to read us if Sean doesn't bail. I don't think he will, but I want to remind him of that. I bet he's forgotten. And it'll be fun if a lot of people read it together. Okay, so that's my big hope for that. So I will be back. There's still a lot of book prices even in March that I need to talk about. So I will be back sooner rather than later. I have my crocheted wool sweater on today. You can always tell crochet because it has holes in it, and in some ways it's more comfortable because if it's wool it's not quite so hot, so it's comfortable to wear in the inside. It's more of a vest. It has short sleeves. Okay, see you later. Happy reading, everybody. Bye.